Hi guys, how you doing? You know what? I've in my almost 50 years of life, I've come to one conclusion, and that there is only one difference between the rich and the poor. Would you like to know what it is? Stay tuned. Hi guys, I'm Jae Burnham, and this is the Real Jae Burnham Show. And today I want to discuss with you the secret difference between the rich and the poor. It's the only secret ever. Now, you can read the articles about 10 differences or 15 actions that the poor people don't, that the rich people do, and all this blah, blah, blah. But there's only really, when it comes down to it, when you distill it down to the most common denominator, there's only one difference. And I call it a secret, but it's not a secret. And when we discuss it, you're going to see why it's not a secret. But nobody really understands it. Therefore, it's a secret. That's a bit of a conundrum, but that's true. Hey guys, I do want to start off with a little bit of house cleaning. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, you need to be. You need to go right over here to this corner, right down there. Look, see, look right down. Right? Are you looking? Are you looking? There's a red button. It says subscribe. You press that little button with your mouse. This thing. You hit the button. You go click right there. You put the little arrow on top of it, and then you use this little device here they call a mouse, and you go click, and you click on it, and you become a subscriber. And that way you'll get all these great videos on how to start, build, and run a successful business. All right, guys, so that's what I'm all about here. I'm here to teach you all the tricks and tips that I have learned in 10 years of being in business, having started several successful small businesses. I think I got something I can afford to you that might be a little bit beneficial. I'm not the end-all, be-all. I'm not the best. I'm not the most perfect. But I know a little bit of something, and I know how to get it done practically. I'm not going to give you a lot of fluff. Everything that I teach you is stuff that I do personally. That said, why am I successful versus others not being successful? Well, let's go into a little bit of a story. The other day, I was on Facebook, and there's a Facebook friend that posted something about how poor the poor people are, and how desperate they are, and all this boo 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 getting to play at our heartstrings, and oh my God, they just need our help. And I'm like, no, they don't. They don't need our help at all. They can pull themselves up by the bootstraps. Now, let's clarify this. I'm talking about able-bodied people, not people with legitimate mental challenges, like somebody who, I hate to use the word, but retarded. That's an old term. I'm not saying that they're stupid or anything. I'm just saying they are retarded in their mental capacities in some manner, or they're physically challenged in some mental or in some way or facility. I'm not talking about those people. Those people, yes, those guys need all the help they can get. And I'm the first one in line to help them do that. What I'm talking about is people who are able-bodied. In this country, there is no excuse under God's green earth to be poor. And I'm talking this country. In other countries, that this might not be necessarily true. But in this country, there's no excuse for being poor. But there's only one difference between. Anyway, on this Facebook post, this woman put this thing about, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I went, no, you know, and I went into my sub story. Look, I've been homeless. I've been poor. I know what it's like to eat government cheese. I know what it's like to have to duct tape your shoes together. I know what it's like to get worn out, ripped up hand-me-downs from my older sister. I know what it's like, okay? I know what it's like not to have the latest and greatest gadget, right? I know what it's like to have to go to the berry patch and pick berries by hand so that we can have food for that night, for that dinner. I know what it's like, all right? So you can't give me any excuses. I've been homeless. I know what it's like to be homeless. I've walked a mile in the shoes. So when you tell me that we got to do all this for the poor people, blah, 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 bullshit, all right? Bullshit. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe in a hand up, not a hand out. There is a difference. What I'm doing with you guys right now is called a hand up. I'm trying to help you. I'm teaching you, educating you. I'm trying to give you the tools and tips and tricks to succeed. I'm helping you out. That's a hand up, right? Hand out is just you're enabling poor people to stay poor. You're not doing anything to force them to get up off their lazy ass. And yes, they are lazy. I don't care how hard they work. They are lazy. Pure and simple. And I don't care. My mom was a farmer and my dad, and we had to have buy free lunches because they worked really hard. Yes, they probably did. But they also weren't doing everything in their power that they could have done to be rich. And that's what I said. I said, that's bullshit. This is just complete. They could be doing more, right? And then one lady gets on, she goes, you made me cry. You're an animal. You're just a heartless, horrible person. Oh, and I want to just cry right now. I'm a single mother. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Tears. Oh. You know what? Shut up. All right? I want to just slap you. Because here's the truth of the matter. I went to that woman's Facebook page. And all on her Facebook page, first of all, she's on Facebook. So that means you have access to a computer. You're not poor. Not only that, you were taking pictures, obviously, with a cell phone, with a smartphone. You're not poor. Okay? You're posting on Facebook with those selfies on Facebook. You're not poor. Right? Almost every single picture, except for one or two that I found, was her. She took selfies of her. So obviously, the only person in her life, except for the one photo or two photos that I saw of her kid, was of her. So who is she thinking about the most? Herself. Okay? That's key, and we're going to discuss about it. She was thinking about herself. She wasn't thinking about anybody. She had a kid, and she probably loves that child very, very much. I'm not saying she's a bad mother, but per her Facebook post, the one thing that she posted the most was selfies of her. So who is she thinking? Who has she got her mind on most often? Herself. Now, the person who put this meme on eventually, her Facebook page, what is her Facebook page of? It's about her kids. So what's her mind on? Her kids. Yeah, there's a couple pictures of her. There's like one or two pictures of her husband. I mean, but her and her husband are rarely on her Facebook page. But who's on her Facebook page? Her kids. So who does she have her mind on? Her kids. Okay? You get that? So you can find out where people lie mentally and emotionally by looking at their Facebook. Go to my Facebook. What do you see most often on my personal Facebook page? You see me complaining and bitching about liberals. So what are the most important things in my universe? Politics. Obviously, politics and business. You'll find that those are the things that are most important to me, and that's where my head lies. I'm the first to admit it. I will be the first to admit it, but I know that. See, I can recognize. Okay, where does my head lie? So if you want to find out where somebody's head is at, just look at their Facebook page. What do they post more? You see these girls in skimpy bikinis and they're taking their selfies. What are they most interested in? Themselves looking sexy. They want to entice people, and truthfully, they want to make the male population that are seeing their videos sexually excited. That's what they're going for. They're young and vibrant girls, and don't get me wrong, they are beautiful. But what are they interested in? They're interested in sex and in their bodies. Okay, just find out. Older people, I've seen some people, what are they into? They usually got their grandchildren, or as there's a couple people I mean, their motorcycle. So where is their head at? On their motorcycle and their grandchildren. It's not on themselves, and it's not on their wife or their house or whatever. Or people who take a lot of vacations. What are they concentrating on? Vacations. Okay, and this is key. I'm going to get to the point of why I'm saying this, because it's the secret is right there in front of you. Okay, so what is the secret? The secret, there is no secret, but the difference, the only difference between a rich person and a poor person is state of mind. What do they concentrate on the most? A rich person concentrates on making money. A poor person concentrates on stuff. looks, bodies, themselves. Their mind is not in the game, okay? Their mind is not a thing. It is only a state of mind why a poor person stays poor, right? Let's look at an emotional scale. At the top of the emotional scale is jubilation, serenity, spirituality, high spirituality, and at the bottom of the scale is apathy, right? It's solidifying. If you look at it from a physics standpoint, you've got the gas, which is very expansive. It's all over the ether, right? And then you've got a solid. You got the solid, this very impact solid. So at the thing, you've got this, at the high scale, you got this gas that impregnates and impermeates everything. Not impermeates, but permeates the entire world and life. Oxygen, it's everywhere, right? And then you've got a solid object, like a phone. Solid object. See what the little space it occupies? But a gas, like oxygen, is everywhere. You can't touch it, can't feel it. You can't put it in a bottle and paint it blue, unless you put another gas in it that is colored, right? So the point being where's your state of mind? Is your state of mind focused on making money, bettering yourself, making the world better, or is your mind on your kids, on yourself, on your body image, trying to get attention and approval for yourself and self-esteem for your body, right? Is that what your attention's on? This is the difference between a poor person. It's only their mental fortitude. People who commit suicide are some of the most selfish people in the world. They're so focused on themselves and their problems. Oh, they picked on me. I got picked on too. They used to call me Gay Jay, beat up on me every day. Did I focus on that? Hell no. Could care less. You know what happened to those people that picked on me? They're still back in the whole podunk USA living a friggin' hand-to-mouth friggin' life. Me? I'm making, six-figure income every single year while they're struggling to make 40,000. Yeah, that's where they. So all those big bullies that thought they were big tough shit, guess where they're at? Starving. Me? I'm making money. Right? Am I rich? Am I Warren Buffett rich? No. But the thing is it's the mental fortitude. This lady that said, "Oh, I'm a single mother." I asked her, "What's the last nonfiction business book you read?" "Oh, none." "How much TV do you watch?" "I watch a lot of TV. I watch reality television. I have to escape mentally." And that's the problem. Rich people, they're so focused in the present and in the future that they have no time for TV, right? They just don't. They don't have the time for TV. They're concentrating on bettering themselves, becoming better leaders, better managers, better salespeople, saving up the money. I asked this lady, "How much money you got saved?" "None." You know what she wants? She's using her credit card to buy TVs. What is a TV going to do for you? If you're going to use credit, then use it for something that's actually going to increase your income, that's going to increase your livelihood in some manner. Okay? Don't buy it on tennis shoes. Don't buy it on T-shirts. If you want a good T-shirt, like my awesome Negan Talent shirt, awesome, then pay for it directly. I didn't put this on a credit card. I use my debit card, which goes directly to my checking account. So it's basically I paid cash for it. But I didn't use credit to buy this. Although there are people that go to Walmart, all the poor people, and what do? They go and use credit card to buy food. They use credit cards to buy tennis shoes. The stuff that it's non-perishable. It's degrading constantly. It's all about your mental fortitude. What are you doing to increase your wealth? If you're so upset about the poor, and you know what? These poor people. They're the first person to blame others, right? They are so willing to blame others. So while the rich person is in jubilation and in present time and in serenity and enthusiasm. All right, so she's concentrating. I asked her all these questions, and There's an emotional scale, and at the top is serenity, and at the bottom there's apathy. And the people like the homeless people, they're even below that. They're like in death. There's some of them are below emotionally and spiritually, not physically, but emotionally and spiritually. They're below death. They're in blame, shame, and regret. Okay, that's all they are. I mean, you can see it. Here's the difference. This is the difference between a rich-minded person and a poor-minded person, right? A big fancy Lamborghini or sports car, supercar goes by. The rich people go. The rich person asks, "Man, how can I afford that? How can I get that? I want that. What do I need to do to get that car?" Right? The poor person says, "I can't have it." And you know what? That guy doesn't deserve it. How did he get his money? I bet his mommy and daddy gave that money. He shouldn't have a car like that. They should redistribute that wealth. This is one reason why I don't like liberals, because liberals want to give what I worked so hard to somebody who doesn't want to work at all, because they don't have the same mindset as me. They want all the benefits, but none of the risk. That's the difference between a rich person, is their mental focus. The rich people don't care. They don't want security. They want opportunity and freedom. And poor people, they want security and safety. And if that means taken from you so that they can have, then that's what they're going to do. It comes down to a mental shift. So if you see the sports car, and the first thing that you think about is, man, that guy must be an asshole, or his mommy and daddy gave him the money, or he doesn't deserve the money. He probably inherited it or something. Then you know that you have a poor mentality, and you're probably going to be poor. All right? But once you start elevating your emotional level, then you're going to actually find that you're going to succeed better in life. And this is the difference between poor and rich people. This is the secret, is your mental state. And how do you change your mental state? You change your mind. You decide you're no longer going to have the poor mental attitude. You're going to go and find out. You're going to read books. You're going to do whatever it takes to get rich, to improve yourself. Okay, guys? Hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you understood where I'm coming from with this. I hope to hear from you guys. Leave me a comment below in the comment section. I want to hear about your endeavors to be rich or poor. If you have a poor attitude, say, yeah, I have a poor attitude. So how do I get more information? And I'll send you some great books. All right. But specifically, if you want to read a good book, read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, because this gives you a real difference between the mental differences between the rich and the poor. Real good book, classic book, perennial favorite. All right. Also, make sure you share this with all your family, friends, and don't forget, subscribe to this channel. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.